Hi, my name's Abby Adler. I'm going to be the occupational therapist today. We're seeing a patient who is 7 years old, Mrs. Waddlesworth. She has had a CVA in the frontal right lobe, and she also suffers from narcolepsy and low vision. Today I'm going to be having a physical therapist with me, Kelsey.
Hi, I'm Kelsey. I'm Mrs. Waddlesworth, physical therapist. I am going to be jumping in with this telehealth session with the OT to assess Mrs. Waddleworth's balance, her coordination, and her sleeping routines.
And we've both done an evaluation on her, so today is going to be just a brief treatment session.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Mrs. Waddlesworth. Hi there.
Hi,
We're here to start your treatment today.
Okay.
How are you feeling? Easier, yep.
Good job. You pushed up off your chair. We talked at the evaluation last time that you would like to make some cookies today. Do you have all your ingredients?
Yeah, I have the ingredients set up.
Okay. Before we get started, I just have a couple questions for you. First off is these questions weren't asked during the evaluation. Hi there. But they're a little bit important to your condition with narcolepsy. Do you drink coffee?
Yes, I drink coffee.
Okay. Do you drink regular or decaf?
Regular.
An important thing with narcolepsy, and we can definitely refer you to a nutritionist, is kind of keeping your caffeine levels stable. And the reason why is if you have a lot of
drinking my coffee.
Okay, that's okay. If you can go to decaf, that might be better, but if not, that's your choice. The other couple questions I have is, do you consume any alcohol?
I drink a glass of wine every night.
Okay, we were just looking for something a little bit more significant. And do you consume any nicotine, smoking, or dip? Okay, perfect.
Do I sound like a smoker?
No, in fact, I sound more like one, but teach their own. Today we're going to go ahead and start the cookies, if you don't mind. I just want you to kind of go about your routine, and I'm going to watch you, and I'm just going to see how you would go about making cookies on your own.
Now, I'm going to stop you real quick there, Mrs. Wadsworth. Before you pull the oven down, maybe we want to keep the walker a little bit closer, but that could be something more Kelsey would care about. But I am a little worried that you opened that and it almost touched your leg. So if we could use your pot holders when you open that, if you don't mind, that would be, that's more for you.
Okay. I've been cooking for 70 years and ain't nobody tried to tell me how to cook.
No, I think you're a great cook. I just want to make sure you don't get burnt, because that's no fun. I used to work at a pizza place, and I still have scars from that.
Yeah, we're only saying this for your safety, Mrs. Waddleworth.
That was great. You kept your hand on the walker. That was great. I think Kelsey would agree.
That was really good technique there, Mrs. Waddleworth. Did you feel stable when you opened and closed the oven with your walker? Yes. Okay. Mrs. Waddleworth, I want to ask you a couple questions on more of the PT side. Oh, okay. I see you're falling asleep there a little bit. Does this happen relatively often that you fall asleep while performing activities? I don't know.
it just happens. How am I supposed to know?
Okay, and do you know about how many times a day you fall asleep?
I just told you that I didn't know.
Okay. That's fine. What about your balance? How, when you walk around your house, do you feel off balance or unstable a lot?
No, I get I'm just fine.
Sure. And okay, I'm gonna have you perform some range of motion activities for me. Using your walker, keep one hand on the walker or both. Could you bring one of your knees up to your chest for me?
You want me to do what?
I want you to take your knee and bring it up to your chest.
I'm not doing that.
Okay. Do you just feel uneasy doing that?
No, I just don't want to do it.
Okay. Would you mind kicking your leg back for me?
Do what?
I'm trying to assess the amount of motion you have in your hips. You remember on our last eval, we did a measurement. I had you lay on a table and I brought your hip up and we measured where your hip flex and extend.
I mean, I can bring my leg up.
Good. Good, that's perfect. That's what I want. Do you have a lot of pain?
You said put it to your chest.
Well, up to your chest in a way, as far as you can.
Okay, well that was as far as I could go.
That's fine. That looks pretty
great.
And do you think you could extend your leg back for me? As far as you can go, without pain. Good. Okay, that looks good. Now what I'm gonna have you do is that chair that's in the corner, I'm gonna have you walk over to that chair and have a seat. Now remember, reach back. Good. Okay. That was pretty good. Now, you kind of fell pretty hard into that chair. Next time, I really want you to reach back to those rails and try to ease yourself into that chair. We don't want you to hurt your bottom or your back going into that chair too hard.
And Mrs. Wallsworth, I'm going to jump in here real quick. And I want to see how you can move your arms. Can you put them out straight in front of you like this? Okay, that's great. Can you flip them over like this? Do you feel a little tired as you're doing this? Yes. Just one more thing. Can you bring them up here behind your head like this? Kind of like you're washing your hair. Okay, that's great. Okay, I just know a little bit of deficit, but that's just the side where the stroke was affected. So we're definitely going to have other treatment sessions that are going to be targeting that. And so I'll go ahead and go back to Kelsey for this.
Okay, that was really good. I want to see you go from sitting in the chair to standing up. So I'm going to ask you to go ahead and use your walker and stand up for me. Good, rooting to the edge. I like that. You're doing good. Grab your walker. There you go. Lean forward. Okay, you got a little uneasy there. I really want you to reach for that walker and really put your weight down on that walker next time to increase your stability and keep you, preventing a fall potentially. Okay, now I want to have you do a little balance assessment for me, if you don't mind. This one's pretty easy. I want you to keep your walker where it is and take your hands off of it. For now, I want you to, if you need it, grab it, but for 10 seconds, close your eyes for me.
I don't want to close my eyes. I close my eyes enough when I fall asleep.
Okay, well, I need you to close your eyes just for 10 seconds. I'm going to assess your balance. Okay, go ahead, close your eyes. Okay, and you can open. Mrs. Waddlesworth. Okay, I see you're falling asleep a little bit. Did you feel dizzy when you closed your eyes? I noticed you kept reaching for the walker, which is okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Have you stand with your eyes closed?
I have, yes. I have done it.
Not anybody can do that.
It is a very challenging task. It is. So if you remember, we did this in our initial assessment, and I was trying to see if you increased the time without a walker or not. So you're doing good. You're improving. We're getting better.
I had a quick question, Mrs. Waddlesworth. I notice, it can be hard to stay awake while cooking and that. Is there any particular type of music that you really enjoy? Just anything, really. Okay.
That stuff you can't understand. I don't see how anybody could listen to that just gibberish
I understand what you mean.
nonsense.
What I was going to say is maybe if you can get just a radio, something like that, or if you have a phone that you can play music on just while you're cooking, it'll actually make cooking a little bit more fun, but also it might help you stay awake a little bit easier.
And Mrs. Wattlesworth, I think what we're going to start doing for you from here on out, I'm going to have you keep a log. So this is a piece of paper with the days of the week on it, and every time you wake up and you realize you fell asleep during the day, I'll need you to write the time and write it on that day. Can you do that for me? I'll see what I can do. I'll send one to you. I'll send you a log, and it has the Monday through Sunday, and all you need to do is just write the times when you fall asleep. We're gonna start tracking when you do fall asleep.
And another great thing for narcolepsy, a neurologist has told me, is that if you could schedule actually a couple naps through the day, that way you're kind of timed and you set a timer just like you do with cooking, 30 minutes, maybe 2 30-minute naps a day.
My cookies are done.
Okay, wait a second before we do that, Mrs. Wattlesworth. I'm just a little bit worried about your safety again. If you don't mind, before you open the oven, if you could put those mittens on for me, the pot holders.
Mrs. Wattlesworth, how many hours do you think you sleep a night? If you could guess. I don't know. I lay down about 7 and I'll get up about 6. Okay, that's good. And you feel like you're sleeping through the night? No. Okay.
Good job. Yeah, if you can hold on to the countertop as you pull them out a little bit. All right. That was pretty good. You definitely want to close that with mittens on. Perfect. Okay. And remember that pan is still hot. So just.
What do you think it is? Cold?
No, I definitely. But mistakes happen. Accidents happen. Sometimes we get talking to people and we just forget it's hot and we pick it up. I've done that. I'm guilty of that.
Mrs. Wattlesworth, what did you forget at the end of this activity? When you pulled your cookies out of the oven, what are you supposed to do at the end of it? Apparently, you're going to tell me. This is what I always do. You're supposed to turn off the oven. And, that can, if you forget to do this, that can be a safety hazard. The oven can overheat with nothing in it, and it could potentially start a fire. And we don't want that.
Especially if you have one of those not quite new of an oven.
Yeah. So just don't forget. I know we're doing a therapy session, but don't forget to turn off that oven when you're done.
No, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Seriously, okay.
Okay. So how did you feel like she did today?
I think she is having a lot of problems. She, her refusal to do what we asked was challenging to get through. I think she's very dependent on her walker. When she walked across the kitchen without her walker, she didn't have very good balance. In my, scope of practice, that is definitely something we are going to work on. I'm going to try to get her some kind of adaptive equipment for her walker so she can feel like she can carry things and use her walker at the same time. She's pretty unsteady, and she fell asleep in our 20-minute session twice at least. So that's
And definitely nodding off several times.
right. Yeah, I think falling asleep more than she realizes. That's why I wanted to incorporate a sleep log. So
yeah, and some good sleep hygiene, taking naps throughout the day. I did, yeah, and the thing was, her stroke was not that long ago, and unfortunately, it can be even, as 2 years that they can go through that agitation phase. Because I was talking to somebody else, and they said she was actually a Sunday school teacher and an elementary school teacher. So, maybe her personality's changed a bit, but we can work with that.
Right.
I have some safety concerns for her, definitely with cooking. I think we both have the same safety concerns for adaptive equipment, adhering to that. But I think she has some room to work. So I'm going to try to target her range of motion and strength. a bit on definitely on that stroke side, but also just her daily stuff.